So, we'll start with the annual meetings because I think that's our topic today. But there's actually, I think it depends, to answer the question, it depends on the size of your building. So what we're doing right now is a Zoom webinar. So you cannot, it looks like there's about 134 participants that are on, but they can't see each other. We can see their names potentially, but we can't see them. Can't hear from them. And it projects in a webinar. You're at a seminar listening to panelists speak and present. So I think when a building reaches, I find that 100 units, if you have 100 units and over, the best way to go about it would be to do a webinar Zoom. Obviously that requires a higher licensing within Zoom, but I think a lot of the managing agents these days have accounts that they can use to create that webinar. And the advantages there you have is that everyone sees who they need to see. So they see everyone that is speaking. So that's going to be your board members, your managing agent, your auditor. If you're going to have your attorney there, he's making a presentation, and any other engineers you may having for a special presentation. This way they see those people. They're not looking at little boxes, and it goes very well. It also controls, like Stephen was saying before, the muting. Everyone doesn't have the opportunity to interrupt one another, and I think those go smoother. Once you have a smaller building, let's say 25 units, 30, even up to 100 units, where you're not expecting everyone to participate. People want to see each other. They're not saying that in a building over 100 units they don't want to see each other, but you're limited on the amount of screens you could see in Zoom. So I think going in a smaller building to a regular Zoom meeting with the right credentials, setting up who could talk and whether or not you have a waiting room, and making sure you check everybody in, those nuances work really well. In terms of monthly board meetings, I've spoken to a bunch of managing agents, spoken to board members. They've been working much better with Zoom, a regular one, not a webinar. You don't need a webinar for that. And I've also found that they're telling me they're meeting more often. And they can have meetings when they need to because they don't have to coordinate everyone being in the building at the same time. So I think to answer that, it depends on the size of your building, and annual meetings are really webinar for bigger ones.